All right, fighters, you've already received your instructions. Listen to me at all times. Watch your shots here. Watch your low blows. Shake hands. Good luck. Shake hands. Good luck, and God bless both of you.
Two undefeated fighters scheduled for 6 rounds, super featherweight division.
Ready? Ready?
The bell in round number 1. Black and red trunks for the 10-0 Dominican, Eridson Garcia. Red trunks for the Arizonan, Jose Valenzuela. Rear right uppercut jumping in from Garcia. Bit audacious start, Smitty. And off the switch stance as well.
It'd be a dangerous shot when you throw it too far from the outside. Both of these guys, a lot of amateur experience, especially Garcia. Told us he had about 300 amateur fights. Valenzuela, about 70.
Garcia told us something you are not a fan of, Smitty. He's going to keep switching stances. We saw a hint of that with that rear right uppercut as he's now in the southpaw stance.
I don't mind it if you're Bud Crawford, but for most guys, it can get you in a lot of trouble. Don't like the posture of Garcia's chin, the way he pokes it out there and pulls straight back. He's trying to set little traps, I think, early for Valenzuela.
Valenzuela told us, keep moving, keep angling, keep throwing punches. Right now, the slow walk down pressure belongs to Eridson Garcia.
Yeah, he's actually doing some cute stuff there, looking away, looking down, and then throwing up. Some you can tell that he has a lot of experience beyond his 10 as a pro. He's looking down, and then he'll shoot up. Good stuff.
Lead right jab to the body, just off the mark for Garcia. There's the right hand. Counter right misses from Valenzuela.
That was a right hook that landed by Garcia, now in the southpaw stance.
Entry on the left hand, another big left hand from Eridson Garcia.
Stop. Step back, come on.
Quick break from referee Keith Hughes, right back to it.
But I like what Valenzuela tried to do. He had a free hand on the inside, and he whacked away before the referee told him to break.
1:10 remaining, round number 1. Off the left hand. Valenzuela trying to get his left going, lands that right on the entry from Garcia as Garcia went for the level change, trying to throw to the body. Lead right hand there for Garcia. Garcia 1-2 on the entry, right back to it. Valenzuela largely fighting round number 1 off his back foot. Misses with that right cross. 40 seconds now to go round number 1. Bit of playfulness now from Garcia, just the diversionary tactic, putting the right hand up and down. Long straight jab again from Eridson Garcia.
And Valenzuela needs to use more of his own jab when Garcia is posturing there and sticking his chin out, doing all that eye movement. Just put the doggone jab out there is what Valenzuela should do. Good first round, especially for Garcia.
Jab again to the body from Garcia. Right cross misses that time from Valenzuela.
Time!
That is the end of round number 1.
That's some good stuff by both fighters in that opening round. Garcia, again, as I mentioned, doing some cute stuff in there, especially with the eyes. We don't usually think about talking about a fighter's eyes, but he's doing some stuff that a lot of the old school guys used to do with looking down, then throwing up, or vice versa.
Tonight's judges have been assigned by the Mississippi Athletic Commission, headed by the outstanding John Lewis.
We were talking to a lot of these fighters yesterday. I was talking to them about the importance of the can opener, the jab, and how many things it can do for you. I think in this second round, Valenzuela should try to get his own jab, going to nullify some of the stuff that Garcia is attempting to do. Also can, add some points up for him because he clearly lost the first round on my card.
To round number 2 we go. Scheduled for 6 130-pounders. 2 undefeated fighters, and again, I'll repeat it, that's very refreshing and exceedingly rare outside of RJJ Promotions. 10-0 Eridson Garcia versus 6-0 Jose Valenzuela. Credit to both fighters for facing someone who is also an emerging undefeated fighter.
there's that uppercut you mentioned, and it's difficult to even prepare for that right uppercut by Garcia when he throws it off the southpaw style, which is lead shot. So but it's not coming as an up jab; it's coming as an uppercut. Throwing a slip there by Valenzuela.
Valenzuela actually caught his right foot on that bottom rope. There'll be MMA here in this ring tomorrow. You'll see it live on UFC Fight Pass with Icon, and that's why you're seeing 6 ropes instead of 4 ring ropes.
I don't like it for boxing.
Valenzuela certainly didn't like it. It led to the trip.
I was wondering what I was thinking, because I mentioned to you that I'm having some issues with my glasses. I thought I was seeing too many damn ropes because back in the day, remember there was only 3 way back in the day, and you can remember back that far. And now, yeah, but you're right. And for fighters who hang along those ropes, I can see where that could cause an issue, right? And it already did for Valenzuela.
Valenzuela, from that slip, which was really a trip, but ruled, of course, a slip, and correctly so by referee Keith Hughes. Again, trying to work off the jab off his back foot. There's a left hook on the entry to the body from Garcia.
Step back.
Valenzuela is trying to counter, but Garcia is just not giving him anything to really counter that you would normally think of. Now, there was a nice shot by Valenzuela. Again, that's why for Valenzuela to just start to let his own punches go, to start leading a little bit, doing what he's doing now, be a little bit more aggressive, I think he'll have a lot more success.
Getting late here in round number 2. Garcia coming forward, doubling up his jab from the southpaw stance. Picking off that jab was Garcia. Valenzuela trying to play off of the one, just not having a lot of success with it. Stepping in, there's the right hand on the exit from Garcia. That was significant. Overhand left on the entry that time.
When you score a fight, it's clean, hard punching, effective aggressiveness, ring generalship, and defense. There's the damn ropes the problem again. And we're seeing really good ring generalship by Garcia. He is controlling the landscape, pretty much dictating
keep it clean.
The action.
Box.
Valenzuela back to the jab. Valenzuela pawing the jab, taking the backward step, trying to run in. There's the right hand.
Wow.
And that's ruled as a slip immediately by referee Keith Hughes.
I thought there was a punch there. It doesn't look like he was hurt, but we'll have to see the replay.
Right hand definitely landed. It was a check right hook. Valenzuela had his feet tangled, though, but ruled by Keith Hughes. No protestations from Eridson Garcia. As we move now to round number 3.
Hope we get a chance to look at that again. You picked it up on these ropes. I've never seen in a boxing match this many ropes, so I don't think they should do it again. Not good for boxing at all.
Coming up tonight, RJJ Boxing live on UFC Fight Pass, our main event. John Vera versus Cleotis Pendarvis.
That looked like a shot to me. That looked like a punch. Maybe the legs came together. I don't know if we could, but didn't that look like a shot to me?
So what a referee has to consider is, did a legal punch land to a legal target, which caused the fighter to go down, and down in boxing is anything but the soles of your shoes.
It wasn't a big shot, but it looks like he's caught him right when he squared up with a counter shot. I don't know if we can get another look at that.
The fine line for refereeing, and I say this as someone who started in all this fun as a pro boxing referee, if a fighter tangles his feet but still receives a punch, how do you score it? Technically, you should score it as a knockdown.
Well, how did you see it? I saw it
as a knockdown as well. So saying that, as a referee, I ruled a lot of knockdown slips and a lot of slips knockdowns despite my best efforts.
Should have been a 10-8 round for Garcia. Instead, it's a 10-9 round on my card. Again, now, Valenzuela was not hurt, but it doesn't matter. The clean shots, though, are being landed by Garcia.
30 seconds gone here in round number 3.
And see, right there a second ago when Valenzuela was even thinking about throwing a shot, even when he was thinking about it, Garcia could see it coming and moved out of the way.
Stop! Come on, guys. Keep it clean. Box.
Call it keep it clean from referee Keith Hughes. Valenzuela said Garcia is very predictable, only does 4 sequences in punching.
Stop. Come on, stop.
Yet Valenzuela is having difficulty gauging his timing, and he's largely submitted to this point in the fight off of the back foot. as you see, he throws the jab and steps back.
Well, whatever those 4 things are, they are working for Garcia. I see about 4 times 2. I see at least 8 or 9 different things from him, even stuff I pointed out that you don't see a lot. The heads almost came together there.
Garcia resetting center of the ring. Rear right uppercut to the body. There's some real cleverness in the punches of Eridson Garcia.
Yeah, a lot of guile beyond his 10 pro fights. And as I mentioned from the get-go, that he's had 300 amateur fights. I would imagine most of those were in the Dominican Republic, fights out of Houston. But, yeah, he's slick. Even that move there was nice.
Slap right hand to the body from Valenzuela on the turn. Garcia again coming forward, eludes that long jab. You can see Valenzuela trying to get the one working, trying to get the jab working, Smitty.
Not going to get it done with just one at a time, though. Even the one where you should throw the jab in bunches, 1, 2, 3 of them, just to give Garcia something to think about. The first one, just use it as a measuring stick, as a range finder, and then try to land the second one, and then the third one can set up something. Pop the jab. He's not going to get it done this way.
On the clinch. Separation, 40 seconds remaining, round number 3. Approaching the halfway line of this super featherweight bout. Bit more intensity now. Garcia turning up the pressure.
Come on, guys. Punch your way out.
I like this refereeing by Keith Hughes, allowing the fighters to continue to work. Left hook on the entry, that time from Garcia. There's that creativity I'm talking about, Smitty.
Box.
And again, it even starts with his eyes before he's even throwing the shot. He's looking at another part of the body, like looking to the body and throwing to the head. You don't see that a lot.
Overhand right from the clinch, right to the body from Valenzuela, pushed with his back against the ring ropes as we end round number 3.
I can see a look on Valenzuela's face and I do agree with. I love what you said about these guys fighting each other. But Valenzuela, I can see already this was a guy he probably should have fought next year or the year after. Not quite ready for Garcia. That doesn't mean he still can't win the fight. See the clean, accurate shots by the very aggressive Garcia. He picked and chose his moments there. This was his best moment of that third round. Some good work to the body by Valenzuela. Again, Valenzuela only a pro 1 year. Garcia's been a pro 3 years. Going on, this is his 4th year, and again off 300 amateur fights, so much more experience. Valenzuela hanging in there, but trailing 3-zip on my scorecard.
So the controversy, if there is any on the knockdown, basically you're looking at a 30-27 or a 30-26 right now. Difficult to see any of the 3 Mississippi assigned judges finding a round thus far for Jose Valenzuela. Valenzuela continuing to try to stay long off the jab, just not having that connect rate.
Valenzuela tried a feint there, trying to feint with the feinter Garcia.
And there's that jab, not making contact from Valenzuela, doubling up the jab that time.
Yeah, he needs to move forward with the jab. He's kind of throwing it tentatively, worried about the counter, concerned about the counter of Garcia. It's a decent shot by Valenzuela.
Oh, let him go. Stop. Box.
Right back to it, orders referee Keith Hughes. Keeping this fight flowing. Good left hand, the counter right hook from Valenzuela. One of the better exchanges for both men in this fight. 155 remaining round 4.
Yeah, Garcia landed slightly the uppercut, but then fell into the other shot.
Right hand got through there from Garcia.
No punching, no punching. Step back, step back.
Ever so slightly, Smitty, here in round number 4, Eridson Garcia turning up the temperature.
Yeah, setting down more on his shots. More intensity. There's a little foot feint, and then a combination.
Stop. Keep it clean, guys. Come on. Box.
See Garcia walking forward.
Let him go.
To the body.
Let him go.
Garcia, though, does have a habit.
Punch away.
He's on the southpaw style of winging out those elbows. So he's open for body shots. And Valenzuela, he's trying to whack the body on the inside, but he should even try it more on the outside.
Box.
Soft warning from referee Keith Hughes to Eridson Garcia for holding in the clinch. Garcia jabbing from the mid-range. For all of his talk about switching stances, other than what we saw briefly at the start of round number 1, he has been parked in this southpaw stance as Eridson Garcia.
Yeah, if it ain't broke, right? I mean, stay in it. See that elbow, how that the right hand, the elbow's way too high.
Let him go.
But if Valenzuela's not doing anything, why not?
There's the right uppercut that lands from Garcia. Valenzuela again to the body from the clinch. 25 seconds now to go in the 4th round.
Box.
Continuing walk down pressure from Eridson Garcia. Left hand just missed the mark as Valenzuela bounced against the ring ropes.
Stop. Come on, guys. I'm getting sloppy on me. Box.
Referee Keith Hughes, if you heard it, saying, come on, guys, you're getting sloppy on me.
Time.
That is the end of round number 4.
I think they're getting sloppy because Valenzuela's just having difficulty with the style of Garcia, and most fighters would, especially somebody as inexperienced as Valenzuela. See action in that 4th round. There's that lead uppercut again off the southpaw style, the right uppercut. Valenzuela landed a right counter, but not much on it. Good defense there. Pops the right jab. Some good aggressive work by Garcia. Hitting and not getting hit.
Let's go, corner. Box.
We start round number 5. See Eridson Garcia immediately taking center of the ring, immediately putting Jose Valenzuela on his back foot. That's been one of the sub-themes of this fight thus far.
Controlling the landscape, and that's what I meant with I talked about that ring generalship. Sometimes boxing, many times boxing is just a game of inches, a game of subtleties, and who can control that landscape in there. And Garcia's doing an excellent job of it, and has from the get-go with his feet, with his eyes. I'd like to see Garcia jab a little bit more. He paused with it there, but he's been so content to throw, either a lead uppercut off of the southpaw style or even a hook sometimes. There he's putting the jab. Maybe he heard me. There's
couple jab to the body in the last sequence.
Stop. Punching. Step back, step back, step back.
Seeing the theme here, Smitty, for Valenzuela. Move backwards, step forward into the clinch, throw to the body, wait for the break from referee Keith Hughes.
Yeah, he's completely
Let him go.
cooperating
Come on,
with
guys.
everything
Stop.
that Garcia wants to do.
I'm gonna start.
And it's in his head now. You can see, you're right. I mean, I can see the frustration. And
There's that uppercut again to the body from Garcia with the right hand. Now 90 seconds remaining, round number 5. Hands high and tight for Garcia. Again, the walk down pressure on Jose Valenzuela.
landed a nice right there, but he was going back when he threw it, and he didn't do anything after he threw it. So it was just one and done. And then Garcia comes in with 2 or 3 shots. They weren't that effective, but it's 2, 3, 4 against 1.
Garcia missing with the left hook, immediately into the clinch.
Listen. Stop. Box.
Okay.
Box.
Warning to both fighters. Too much holding, not enough boxing.
Yeah,
for referee Keith Hughes.
And I don't have a problem with that. These different styles, and I think it's a little over officiating there.
Valenzuela back to the jab. Trying the jab that time to the body.
Sometimes styles just dictate that the guys come together like that, and and can't always keep it in the center of the ring.
Punching out of the clinch. Better that time from Jose Valenzuela. Turn Garcia through the right to the body. Eridson Garcia back into the pocket with 15 seconds remaining, round number 5. Good left hand from Garcia.
Yeah, Valenzuela had some of his best moments, and then Garcia finishes the round like that.
Time.
That is the end of round number 5. That time it was good they had 6 ring ropes, Smitty.
Yeah, it did save him for coming right in our laps, right?
Right in front of our commentary position. Smitty, unofficial scorecard
is
50-45?
Yes. You know how bad my math is, but yeah. Let's see, 5 times 10 is 50, right? And 9 times 5 usually.
I commentate 45. A lot of MMA too, so I'm used to the 5-round scorecards.
See action in round number 5 there. And Valenzuela had some good moments. Landed some shots, some right hands, some body shots, but far and few between compared to what Garcia's putting together. Very nice performance thus far through 5 rounds for Eridson Garcia.
Go back to what both fighters told us. Valenzuela said, I'm going to be faster, I'm going to keep moving and throwing. He's been throwing the jab, but while moving backwards. Garcia said, I expect him to be aggressive. I'm going to outbox him from range, angle as he comes forward.
You know, they were so sure that Garcia didn't have much to his repertoire. I think they watched the wrong Garcia. They saw films of somebody else because he's a slick fighter, Garcia.
This is twice now live on UFC Fight Pass for RJJ Boxing. You and I have commentated Eridson Garcia. He definitely has variety. He has creativity in his punching.
Absolutely. I mean, he does things far, beyond a guy, as I mentioned. But I don't even consider him, that's why we always talk to these fighters about their amateur careers. And when you've had 300 amateur fights, and I know sometimes the amateur style doesn't progress to the pros, but when you have that much experience, that's very important.
Referee speak, that was a hard warning from referee Keith Hughes to Eridson Garcia. He said, the next time that you hold Valenzuela, I'm taking a point. Might be academic at this stage in the fight, but still point made by Keith Hughes. Left hand, nearly an accidental clash of heads. Garcia in and right back out.
Yeah, that happens, especially when you have a guy fighting southpaw that doesn't always fight southpaw.
Good left hand.
Beautiful combination. But also the way Garcia comes in leading with his head. His head is out in front. That would be something I would work on him about, his symmetry as a fighter, leaning forward.
It's real swelling now outside of the left brow on the face of Jose Valenzuela. Duck under off the left hook from Garcia. Garcia this time to the body. Right cross to the body, misses from Valenzuela. Rear right uppercut from Garcia. We're seeing some real playfulness now. 6th and final round from Eridson Garcia.
Now, although it's working and working well for Garcia in this fight, some of his tactics he'll have some difficulty when he gets against a better counterpuncher, a guy with more power, a more experienced guy, but it's all been working for him here, and I've been very impressed with what I've seen. And for Valenzuela, he might learn more in this fight than he's learned in his prior 6.
Getting late, 6th and final round. Overhand right lands from Valenzuela. More of a glancing blow than a clean blow, but it drew a reaction from this Biloxi, Mississippi crowd.
He caught him on the end of it, like you said, so.
Duck under again from Valenzuela. Back into the clinch. Final seconds now of this fight.
Time.
Woo. That is it. 6 rounds up, 6 rounds down between these 2 undefeated fighters. That's a forced smile on the face of Jose Valenzuela. Certainly, Smitty, he has to be frustrated.
Yeah, we'll see if the judges gave him any rounds. I could possibly see they might have find a way to give him a round or so, especially with all the warnings that the referee did that got into the head of the judges. They all worked together. So, but I really saw it as a shutout, 60-54 for Garcia. How about you? I know you weren't scoring it, but how do you see it?
I did not see Valenzuela winning a round.
Yeah,
absolutely. When Valenzuela, Smitty, for me, threw the jab,
I just want to see it.
There was never anything behind
I know whose hand to hold up.
And he has the movement that you see that he could win fights with that style moving backwards off of the one. There was just nothing
I
behind.
guess.
Yeah, and
you
I
better
think for him, Garcia, very
Here's your
different
phone.
opponent because he does things that are so non-traditional, throwing that lead right uppercut off the southpaw style, and just does some unorthodox things that might get him into some trouble later on, but not here tonight in Biloxi. And again, he also, I also thought he had a knockdown too.
Garcia told us again, I'm going to outbox Valenzuela from range. He certainly outboxed him. Again, you go back to the creativity, the variety in the punching of Eridson Garcia. 26 years old for the Dominican, now based in Houston, Texas. Definitely a fighter to watch at 130 pounds, but then worldwide, that is an absolutely loaded division.
And I mentioned we're going to watch these guys that we've seen and watch them develop, and I mentioned the sweet science, and it was pretty sweet for Garcia what he did. It wasn't just 1, 2, and a few combinations. It was quite the antithesis of what Valenzuela and his team thought that Garcia would bring in here tonight.
Up next, it's our co-main event of the evening. Scheduled for 6 rounds in the welterweight division. Tristan Edwards versus Jonathan Steele. And then our Year 3 debut of RJJ Boxing live worldwide on UFC Fight Pass will conclude tonight. Scheduled for 8 rounds in the middleweight division. 19-1 John Vera versus 21-7-2 Cleotis Pendarvis.
Taking a long time to get this score. They haven't gathered the scores yet, so that's why there's a little bit of a delay. I don't know why so much of a delay. It should have been easy to score this one.
Well, I think you're looking at either a 60-54, a 6 rounds to none, or perhaps a 5 rounds to 1.
Okay.
We shall see. Looking across the ring at our commentary position at the Mississippi Commission table with John Lewis. He has now turned in the result to Jeff Houston. We are set, and to Jeff Houston we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, after completing the scheduled 6 rounds of boxing, here are the score totals from our judges at ringside. Judge Dixon sees the bout 57-57, scoring the bout even. Judge Young scores the bout 60-54 in favor of Garcia. And Judge Duran scores the bout 59-55 to the winner by majority decision. Eridson La Maraña Garcia.